Arizona's roots in the Wild West draw in thousands of tourists each year. But you might not realize one of Arizona's most authentic stops is Oatman, where gunfights at high noon are the norm. Reporter Bradford Dorak traveled to the historic town to give us an idea of what Oatman is really like. Bradford?
They call themselves Oatmanites, and they're a very proud group of people who have turned their former mining town into a tourist marvel. Life strolls by at a different pace in Oatman, Arizona. Population between 74 and 138, depending on who you ask.
We call ourselves one big dysfunctional family.
But don't let that candor fool you. Oatmanites are very functional in bringing a big portion of tourism dollars to the Kingman-Oatman region.
The direct spending result of that visitation is about $168 million.
But the folks in Oatman want to dip even deeper into that tourism pot of gold. Oatman sits right along the quintessential American Drive, Route 66, and that stretch was recently named an All-American Road, meaning money from the government.
We get federal money to restore some of the old structures on the road.
And that could mean more visitors driving along that stretch of 66 to get a first-hand taste of the Wild West. Back in the early 20th century, gold is what drew people to Oatman. Now it's these boroughs. Over 400,000 tourists a year come to Oatman.
Well, without tourists here, we wouldn't have a town.
For Joan Marquell, visiting from Kentucky, meeting the burros on the street was a new but challenging experience.
I've never been anywhere where I've seen poo in the streets
But tourists like Joan keep coming back, and for Oatman, that means future Wild West experiences will pan out. Now, Joan told me she would love to come back to Oatman again, and that was pretty much the sentiment I heard from the other tourists. Now, please be sure to join us tomorrow here on Cronkite Newswatch as we show you part 2 of our trip to Oatman. We'll show you what life is really like for those Oatmanites who interact with the tourists every day. Live in downtown Phoenix, Bradford Dworak, Cronkite News.